There. Here we go. Oh my god, it's just a little bit of everything tonight. Anyways, sorry for the wait. I was trying to explain why there was a wait, but if you don't know, look at Twitter. That's all I got to tell you. We're not going to recap it now. Hey, my name's Captain Jack. Welcome to the channel. This beautiful young specimen over here is PDK. Say hi, PDK.
Hi.
And PDK is going to be trying out their chops here with some casting with me. Going to be trying the analyst position tonight. So, as you know, tomorrow morning, actually, in about, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 9 hours from now, I will be prepping for my first open division broadcast. Whoa. I am definitely beside myself right now. It is not something that I have nearly expected that I would be taking part in so soon. But I am super excited about it. I am so ready to be there and show off my skill. But there are things that I always have to work on. And so tonight, the biggest thing that I'm going to work on is that many of you know me just kind of for my excitement and just kind of always keeping the hype up in a match. And that's not the best thing that a caster needs to do. And so for me today, I'm going to really be focusing on kind of my 1 to 10 scale and making sure that I'm bringing in a lot more of those 1 to 4s and a lot less of those 5 to 10s so that when those 5 to 10s happen, they're bigger moments. And it's not just Captain Jack being all excited and giddy like a schoolgirl the entire time. So and like I said, PDK is just trying things out for tonight. So let's go ahead and see what we are going or who we are going to be seeing today. So we're going to be starting off. These are all week 3 matches because thank you Overwatch for the amazing patch that deleted every code before then. So first match of the evening is going to be Tempest versus Blickies. And then we're going to see Doodles versus Koala Kings. And then lastly, it will be Caprophobia versus Lijiang Legion. And PDK, I'm going to go ahead and allow you to shout out our surprise for the evening. What map are these all taking place on?
You know it. You love it. It's King's Row, everyone's favorite map in the game.
It is King's Mother Lovin' Row, folks. Oh my goodness. I could not when I looked at the codes ahead of time when I was downloading everything and getting ready to record, I was like, you know what? I hate it because I always cast on King's Row, but you don't ever get an opportunity where every code that comes in has at least one King's Row. And so I was like, you know what? Let's just make it a royalty night. Let's make it all King's Row. So before we go ahead and get things started, PDK, why don't you go ahead and take a moment to tell us a little bit about yourself, how you came to the Tranquility community, while I go ahead and get things queued up for our first match.
So back in season 3, I was, I believe, around 2.3, 2.4 SR range, and I saw DDoS was looking for players. I reached out to Thuggington, the director of Harmony Tier at the time, and the GM of DDoS. I joined. I played for them the entirety of season 3, got All-Star, which was amazing.
Woo!
So much fun to plan. And then season 4, I bounced around team to team, Eclipse to Alt F4 to, I don't know, I don't even know anymore. I was on so many teams, like Venomous. I think I was there for overtime for a little bit. And then season 5, started Battalion, played for them the entire season. And same thing with season 6, played with Battalion. Just unfortunately left to pursue other goals, but still around, still hoping to maybe cast, be a figure in the Overwatch Tranquility community.
All right. Well, thank you so much there, PDK. And it looks like getting your casting chops wet is another thing that we'll be seeing here really soon. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Our first our first match of the evening is going to be a Tempest versus Blickies. Again, apologies for just how absolutely scuffed this looks. There will be no scoreboard other than the one that you see in front of you, and I will be filling in the names kind of as we go. for this matchup. So I also recorded all these, so I apologize for how absolutely crappy the camera angles are. I am not a producer in the least. So let's go ahead and get into this. So we have Tempest on the left and Blickies on the right. And PDK, tell us a little bit about what we're seeing coming in on the
Uh,
defense.
we've seen a traditional brawl comp on the side of Tempest. Normal. It's how Kings Row's always been played. You always have a Ryan, always have a Zarya, always have those DPS picks too with the Mei, Kree, Hanzo as well. And on the side of Blickies, we see pretty much the same thing. A little bit more of a spam DPS comp with Junk and Hanzo and Nomura. So we're gonna see how they work. We saw an ammo burned really early from Nami.
Yeah, that's not gonna be a good way to get things started. Already the tackle coming in from Crafty as the pick comes in. Bamf able to get the follow-up there on to Canned Potato, and it looks like the objective already going to start being captured by Blicky's first tick already in, as we see Shadowfang just trying to run away from this aggressive Rhine, and it's not going to happen. Well, it looks like that's going to be a lockdown of Objective Alpha. The payload's going to unlock with 5 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock.
We saw an amazing job from Blickies there, just able to brawl into the point as fast as they could. The spam of the Junk and Hanzo is just too much for Tempest to handle there.
That is true. The payload's unlocked, and the brawl is already happening outside of the bookstore. A little out of position as Placebo able to get back. Shatter getting canceled right there thanks to Cryptic, but will end up falling to Bamf soon after. And without those main tanks in the fight, it's really going to come down to the power of those off tanks, and it looks like Zuyas just absolutely supercharged right now. Going to push everybody back as that payload makes its way through the streets.
Yeah, right there we saw an amazing engage from the side of Blickies, able to go in. The Rhine did fall, but it was amazing recontest from the side of Blickies, able to pick off Tempest one by one with the amazing DPS work of Elder 7 and
Woo! Coalescencies coming in on either side. Now Dragon Strike to clean it up from Bamf, ends up grabbing Panda Games, and that is going to be the rest of that objective for now. It looks like we will go ahead and see Blickies lock down objective 2, giving them 6 minutes on the clock as they push into objective number 3.
That was, once again, an amazing engagement from the side of Blickies, able to pinpoint the out of engagements pretty much from the side of Tempest. Placebo going a little bit too far there, and Blix was able to counter it, kill him, and re-engage as fast as they could, able to just pick them off one by one. Their DPS, once again, doing amazing work in these team fights.
All right, well, the payload is moving its way forward as Placebo trying to see if they can get that boop off to the side. Gonna be unsuccessful. Crafty will stand strong as we continue to try to see the defense. Graviton Surge comes in, ends up getting countered with Vesp's boop. And the Shatter coming in now from Crafty gets countered by Placebo's beat drop, and that is going to be it. It looks like the cleanup is coming in now from the side of Tempest as we go ahead and see if they can continue to lock this down for the next 5 minutes.
Right there, we saw Tempest with a really good engagement. We were able to kind of feel the way that they were trying to engage. They were waiting for the DPS to go a little aggro, try to get the high ground, and they were able to speed on the Rhine and the Zara there and pretty much catch around with no DPS. They played as fast as they could, and that's how you have to play against this comp that Blicky is running. Those DPS, they have to wait time to get value. Unlike Man Kree, where they get instant value on the push.
Yeah, and as they're getting ready for the next push, as you saw, it was just kind of a stagger fight there for a little bit. Crafty surviving a lot longer than you would expected, but ended up just getting staggered out from the rest of the team. And now the fight is getting ready to ensue once again as Placebo trying to get that boop, but gonna come back and find themselves in the Graviton. But oh no, the Dragon Strike just barely able to grab the supports. Ends up getting countered with the Blizzard that grabs 2, and the payload's gonna keep moving its way forward despite the picks on the side of Blicky. Is Canned Potato looking to see if they can clean it up with Stand of Games, and it looks like they might be able to turn this around. Just the DPS, and now the healers back for the side of Tempest as they push this payload back with 3 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock.
Right there, we saw an Ulfest at the beginning, Grab Dragon, Tire, High Noon, Blizzard, Coalescence, and Tempest did a really good job on coming back and just finding their groove back. Canned Potato and Declan did amazing jobs on the DPS. Essentially put the team on their back as they get through another team fight in 15 seconds with the power of Grab and High Noon.
That is true. That was absolutely a huge right there for them to clean that up. But that's a lot of ultimates down the drain right now. Some ultimates getting ready to come back online. But will they be ready for this next fight?
I think they will be. Tempest's been able to lock down this site amazingly well with the rotation of ultimates and just the pure willpower of the DPS is able to just bolster this team to a whole nother level for this defense.
All right, let's go ahead and see him push around this corner. Shatter coming in from Crafty as the Coalescence comes out from Nagisa, trying to hold everything together. Blizzard from Panda Games ends up capturing the objective, but no one from the side of Blickies. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining on the clock as Yanderer able to get Canned Potato, and the fight continues to ensue. Coalescence coming out from Yanderer as they push their way into this final objective point, and the picks just continue to come in. Shatter coming out ends up getting blocked by the Maywall. Unfortunate right there. Placebo able to send Zuius over the side, but I don't think it is going to be enough for them to hold on. Shadowfang now out on the ball, just trying to feed into this objective. The Tire comes out, grabbing Panda Games as they come back in on the Doomfist. Placebo, the next to fall as Cryptic tries to touch, but gets booped away by Vesp in the last moments. 1 minute, 50 seconds remaining on the clock as we head to round 2.
On the first 2 points there, we saw amazing engagements from the side of Blickies. We saw the engagements from Crafty pinning in with a bubble, and their DPS able to engage with him, get the picks from an off angle, just completely dismantling the side of Tempest. And when they got to point 3, we saw a little bit of holdback from the side of Tempest, able to whittle down a few minutes with amazing ult rotations and even a better gameplay with the DPS of Panda Games and Canned Potato. Canned Potato was able to get so much value on that McCree. It should not be legal with the amount of kills he got.
Yeah, well, there's a reason that they call May the Devil, folks. So it's definitely a character that you gotta look out for. I've known many of my plat games to find May to be almost sometimes a sniper if you're accurate enough. Be outplaying a Widow or a Hanzo or an Ashe more effectively than they're able to take you and your team down. So really, especially at this Transcendence tier level where we're in kind of that high diamond Masters, Grandmasters play, you're going to be seeing that. So what do we see coming out for the defense and attack for this fight?
Once again, we see a casual brawl played from the side of Tempest, and we see more of a poke-oriented brawl comp from the side of Blixies, wanting to kite their damage and re-engage with their own. And yeah, let's just see how this fight plays out.
All right, the rotation through the Adelworth Hotel as we go ahead and see Panda Games taking down Zuius as the only one on the objective. I'm not for certain that was exactly the plan there for Blickies, and it looks like it is going to be a furious hot take for Objective Alpha. We still see Vest there on the side, but going to get finalized by Canned Potato. Elderly trying to fight it out there in the side room, but I don't think it's going to be enough for them to hold on. Objective Alpha goes to Tempest as they go ahead and unlock that payload and head to the streets with 5 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock.
Right there, we saw an amazing engagement from Tempest, able to catch Crafty out of position on point completely alone, wall him, speed, dead instantly. And the rest of Blickies just decided to drop, and Tempest, with the better damage, better brawl comp, was just able to pick them out one by one until they got the objective.
All right, Coalescence already coming out. Nagisa able to get that pick onto Zui as Canned Potato using the Deadeye to try to zone things out. Not going to get a pick, but will end up pushing back. Blickies all the way back to objective 2. Cryptic falls, but the rest of Tempest is just going to continue to push aggressively into point 3, pick after pick coming in from Canned Potato, and Shadowfang grabbing the last one onto Elderly. 4 minutes 50 seconds on the clock as the payload makes its way to objective 2.
Right here we see Tempest with just a better comp. They have high brawl, high damage potential comp, and on the side of Blickies, they have brawl tanks with really poke-oriented DPS. So Tempest is able to brawl into the Rhine and pretty much just make him explode, and they're able to go in off that and get kill after kill without Blicky's resistance at all.
All right, we see the picks getting traded. A Diva Bomb earlier not finding the value it was looking for, and the Molten Core right now zoning out the objective, but it's not enough to stop Tempest, folks. They end up working their way around it by coming up on top of the payload, and that's going to allow them 5 minutes and 30 seconds to make their way into objective 3.
Yeah, right there, just once again, that Ryan just dying first, and Tempest is able to maximize the value. We see the switch to May Cree on the side of Blickies, hopefully get a little bit more brawl potential here. And let's see how it goes.
All right, double Maywalls coming up, trying to zone out each other's team. Shatter ends up finding nothing but Cryptic's shield, and now the Immortality field already invested for the side of Blickies. Maywall is up, ends up putting Zuius on the wrong side of it, and the Shatter coming out allows Cryptic to finish off Vesp. The cleanup continuing to come in from Tempest as the payload makes its way to the final objective.
We saw amazing walls there from the Panda Games. He was able to maximize his wall potential. And we also saw Bamf maximizing his wall in a way that's not essential to his team. He walled off his own Zarya, which happens. And now we see Tempest just once again just completely dismantling the side of Blickies here, capping with 4 minutes and 33 seconds. The first 2 points from the side of Tempest, just better comp in their eyes. They had the May McCree, and Blickies had the Torb and the Hanzo with the Rhine. And right there, the Rhine was just dying first. He did not have enough frontline pressure to hold off for the side of Tempest.
Yeah, when it always comes down to that stagger battle there at the end, it's always hard to hold that together. So, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like if you're trying to get in on the objective, it's more about trying to burn time off the clock than trying to stop them from pushing it all the way in, because once you get that far in, it's pretty much inevitable at that point unless you come in with a huge ultimate. If the Deadeye would have been out there maybe a couple of seconds sooner, it maybe would have gotten the value that it was looking for, but unfortunately that was not the case whatsoever. Now we're going into round 3. Blickies will be taking the offense once again with 1 minute 50 seconds on the clock. Tempest has the opportunity to go ahead and lock this down, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's still anyone's game. Want to give a special shout out to Triage for raiding with a group of 5. We appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you so much.
Yeah, right here we see Tempest just sticking what they're used to, sticking what's working, that May McCree Ryan Diva. And now we see Blickies switching that McCree out instead of a Junkrat, which in my eyes, very good pick. I love Junkrat. And let's just see how it's been working. We see Blickies trying to engage with the spam. Wall out from the side of Bamf here. A counter wall from Panda Games. Canned Potato takes out Bamf. And Blicky's just looking to rotate and drop back to try to get another fight.
All right, yeah, it looks like that fight is now gone and over, or is it? As Placebo just kind of wall riding there on the statue, looking to see if they can get an additional pick, ends up paying for it. As we go ahead and see Blickies preparing to move their way back in. It's a 5v6 fight. The advantage is in their favor. Now dueling coalescences coming out from Nagisa and Yanderer as they try to make their way back into the objective. First tick coming out, 60 seconds remaining on the clock. Shatter coming out, but ends up getting canceled. Not able to get the value that it's looking for, but nevertheless, it looks like Tempest is going to be able to continue to hold this objective. 43 seconds remaining on the clock.
Yeah, we saw Placebo get a little bit too aggressive, get picked up, but that's A-okay in the eyes of Tempest. Able to fall back, re-engage with their Lucio. Massive shatter on the side of Cryptic. Able to take down, I believe, 5, and the amazing Maywall from Declan. Isolate their Rhine. And we see Blixie's trying to re-engage, hopefully with a tire to start here.
All right, well, it looks like Elderly is ready and raring to go with that tire. The tire goes high. Let's see if it gets the value it's looking for. Gets some damage in, but not able to finalize that kill due to Panda Games coming out with that Blizzard. Diva Bomb from Shadowfang ends up finding Bamf, and the picks just continue to come in. Tempest, it looks like, is going to go ahead and lock down this objective in overtime, allowing them 4 minutes and 33 seconds to get 81.7%.
Yeah, right there, Tempest just used their ults faster and quicker. We saw the Junket on the side of Blixie's using the tire super early to try to get a pick. Ends up only hitting the Rhine Shield, which happens unfortunate. And then we saw Tempest with the re-engagement from the Diva Bomb. I believe the Beat, the Coal, the High Noon, all of the ults under the sun used first, and then Blixie's try to re-engage down 3 with just Graviton, which proved futile in the way that Tempest just completely dismantled them and only held them down to 81% there.
That is true. One thing that I did not mention earlier, and that I did not have any time to prepare, seeing as I had to rebuild this entire package and record all these VODs, is so y'all folks know that I'm working on improving my 1 to 5, so trying to keep my voice at that calm level, and every night that I'm working on something to improve, I want you to be watching out for it. I want to know your feedback. So with that being said, as I'm working on my 1 to 5, please give me a rating of 1 to 5. 1 being, oh my gosh, you're still that ever-loving, loud Captain Jack that we know of, and you really need to work on being a little bit quieter. Or a 5 saying, wow, you've got that balance absolutely on lock. I'd really appreciate any of the feedback that you give there. So let's go ahead and get into the action. 4 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock as we go ahead and see the Alderworth Hotel finding occupancy, but Zuius ends up sending Panda Games right out, saying no vacancy here in the hotel, and with plenty of time on the clock, Tempest is just going to wait it out.
Yeah, right there, we saw Tempest try to make the rotation into Hotel in a beautiful bowl from Zuius. Able to catch Declan out of position with the amazing route from Crafty. They're trying to run back into Hotel to try to get the same thing to happen. But we see Blicky's trying to play this more aggro instead of trying to kite their damage. While from Panda Games, amazing stabilization from the side of Blicky's here. Nagisa with the Coalescence. Shadowfang, Panda Games.
All right.
Blicky's just falling.
Yep, the picks just keep coming in there. Elderly with the double kill on the tire, but I don't think it's going to be enough for Blickies to continue to hold this objective. Elderly will end up falling in the end, and just as the ball was close enough, they get booped away by the Lucio and Diva, with Tempest walking away with the victory on King's Row.
Yeah, right there, we saw Tempest with just brawling better. Blicky is trying to take the upfront brawl with a double shield against a Ryan Diva. Ryan Diva always won that matchup. Blicky's needed to fall back, kite to the backup point, get the damage in, wait for a pick or two, or just to burn a lot of their cooldowns and re-engage with it. I think that's what Blicky's really needs to do there. We saw the Junkrat with a massive 2k tire, but just a little bit too late because already 3 of the side from Blicky's already fell.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a look in the chat and see what people have been talking about. It looks like we don't got a lot of talking tonight, probably because we delayed so long. I'm so sorry. I did not know that Broadcast GG server was going to be down today. All right? It was not on my list of things to prepare for. But thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Triage. You got me. I got you too, buddy. I got you too. That's how us streamers stick together. by raiding each other and supporting one another's channel. Speaking of which, if you'd like to support the Captain Jack channel, be sure to hit that heart and punch that bell so you get notified every time I'm online. My schedule, although tonight being a very big test of maybe whether or not I should be doing these on Friday, is possibly subject to change, but typically I stream a regular game. My non-camera nights are on Tuesdays, which can be pretty much anything. Lately, I've been playing Overwatch and a game called Prey. If you're really into Bioshock, that's a game that you'll really like watching. And then my Friday nights, as you can see, are usually spent with practice casting. If you are an Overwatch Tranquility team and you'd like to send me your codes, be sure to check out my Twitter at the very top. The pinned post has a link for a form for you to fill out. It only takes about less than 5 minutes to be able to fill it out, and as long as you have permission from the other team participating, you can send me as little or as many codes as you want, and you'll be featured in one way or another right here on the channel, and I'll let you know through Twitter when that feature will be coming out. And then Saturday nights are my Sora Redacted Saturdays as we continue to make our way through the Kingdom Hearts series. Right now we're in the middle, just finished the first part of Kingdom Hearts 1. So we got a long road ahead of us if you know anything about Kingdom Hearts. Long, long road. All right, so Crispy in the chat saying, is that the junk one-trick PDK? You know what? You know what, Crispy? That's not very nice. That's not very nice, okay? PDK is not just a Junkrat one-trick. I'm sorry, was that not convincing? I tried. I really tried. But no, PDK, you've been doing absolutely amazing. I've seen all the heroes that you've been playing on, and like you said during the intro when you were talking kind of about your history, I remember season 4 so vividly because it was the first season I joined Tranquility, and I remember commenting on the fact of, haven't I seen this PDK kid before? And they're like, yeah, he's just kind of like hopping from team to team as a ringer. I'm like, oh, because it was like the fourth match that I had seen you in a row that I casted in those like 2 weeks, and I'm like, what the crap is going on here?
I think it went from. It was an Ulta 4 featured, and then 2 weeks later, I ranked for Venomous against Corvidia. And the next day, I ranked for Overtime. And then I think the next day, I rang against the Hanamura Hellhounds. I forgot what team, but I had like 3 featured matches in a row. And then I just got 1 nickname for the rest of the season.
Well, I mean, you were playing a lot of Junkrat in those matches.
It was fun. I had fun.
It's all right. It's just a nickname anyway. It doesn't mean that you actually just played Junkrat. Bagel friend, hi. How you doing? Thanks for the hello. I appreciate it. Oh, and of course, for subscribing to the channel, just like Tranquility, if you want to support me, just like Tranquility, I will be giving back to the community in ways of Trank merch or gift cards or all sorts of things, buying new emotes that can be designed by you all or other creators, so things like that. Right now, we're still kind of low on the subs, so we haven't gotten the first pull in from Twitch. I think we're sitting at about like $30-ish, and you have to hit like 100 before it sends it to you. So just know that I appreciate everything you do to support this channel. So let's go ahead and move on. Our next match is still going to be on King's Row. For those of you that missed it, it is a King's Row night tonight, and it will be Doodles versus the Koala Kings.
And Doodles, very strong team. I think both of them are 3-0. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Doodles able from last season too. I believe they were a quarterfinalist or semifinalist, something like that, and they were able to just bring the same energy into this season, starting off with an amazing 3-0 record. Their team and their chemistry and their synergy have been unmatched. And then we see Koala Kings, who I believe were the winners of the Discord tier Harmony. No, I can
Koala
get
Kings
Koala
were
King,
the
Joey,
Harmony
or
tier preseason champions. Yep.
okay, I get them, Mom Mentality, and Joey Esports. But
The fact that you know that they're all in the same org means that you're ahead of the game, because that's like us as podcasters have a hard time knowing that. Oh man. Well, let's go ahead and get into the action. It looks like we see your basic brawls coming out from either side. The Rhine Diva on the side of Koala Kings, whereas the Rhine Zarya is coming out with the double sniper for Doodles, and it looks like it's paying off so far already. Pegapans and Chaeyoung able to get those initial picks and are just creating a heck of a ton of space right now. With 3 minutes 20 seconds on the clock, they're going to go ahead and lock down this objective and send it once again to the streets.
Yeah, right there we saw Matcha Bingsu and Bagel Friend able to make a lot of space for their snipers with Pegapants and Chaeyoung. Chaeyoung did an amazing job just applying the amounts of pressure onto the enemy team. Amazing job by both the snipers there.
All right, Shatter coming in, and it's huge! Matcha able to just clean it up with the help of Pegapants, and and Vino. No, just the staggered mini diva. It hurt so much, but honestly, and Vino got a little bit of value out of that because they stalled the payload a couple seconds. So, you know what? Tit for tat. Tit for tat.
Oh, you. Yeah, right there. Massive shatter from Matcha Bingsu. Absolute juicer. We saw Nova get a little bit too aggressive on the end, run right past the MO, get caught out, and then Matcha Bingsu did an amazing job with just finishing and equalizing the fight out with that shatter. And we also saw Chaeyoung swap from the Widowmaker to the Genji, which could prove to be a little bit more pressure on the back line here. Maybe play front line, deflect Rhine fire strikes and all that jazz, but see what this final starts.
Yeah, that was an interesting graviton, and the shatter coming out from Nova able to find Chaeyoung. But it doesn't look like that's going to be enough as the Dragon Strike pulls it back in their favor. And now we see the Amp Matrix coming out. Fire Strike going through, doing a heck of a ton of damage. But with the high noon... Oh! Bagel with the double kill on the alt fire grabs both Geek Ache and Spongy Cheese, and that's objective number 2 as Doodles continue to make their way into objective 3.
Yeah, right there we saw an absolute ult fest from both sides of the teams. It kind of came down to who hears their window better between Pog and Edkin. Edkin did an amazing job just creating the space for Pega. We saw Pega go on a very long flank, got a lot of value there. And now we see Bond coming through from the side of Koala Kings here. Nova just completely holding down the WP into the spawn, dropping very low here.
Yep, they are just trying to push them back as far as they possibly can. Etkin on that high ground looking to see if they can provide some healing, but the angles just were not working out for them. Those picks, although getting one of their own onto Titanic, is going to allow them to hold this payload for just a little bit longer.
Yeah, right there we saw Nova just completely trusting the supports, going in full blast, and Pega did get the trade on Titanic, but it just wasn't enough.
Oh! Oh! Massive shatter! Dueling. Dueling Dragon Strikes coming out right there. Titanic able to grab the triple kill as they go ahead and continue to push this payload forward. A lot of Qs being invested in that fight, but ended up solely coming out for Doodles.
Massive shatter from the side of Magic Bingusu, and a great follow-up grab from Bagel Friend. It was clean that fight up so clean and so quick. Got the most amount of value from both of those ults.
All right, let's go ahead and see if they can hold it. This is essentially final fight territory. No! Nova getting stunned out. The beat gets invested as well as the Deadeye, and it looks like they're going to be able to bring it back from that stunned out shatter thanks to Pegapants. We will see Koala Kings continue to hold this for now with 3 minutes, 25 seconds on the clock.
right there. They were not looking at Navino at all. Navino able to do so much value on the Zarya there. Max energy. And now we see a beat engaged from the side of Doodles. Able to sprawl in. Nova drops. Immortality broken. And Matrabingasu falls. Immo a little too late on the side of Edkin. Edkin does prime the trade onto his counterpart in Baptiste. Dekache a little bit too little too late. And Doodles caps this with 3 minutes left.
All right, that was absolutely beautiful there for the side of Doodles, just absolutely cleaning things up, and only having a minute less than what you started with isn't a bad place to end whatsoever. So now we're going to go ahead and see Koala Kings head on to the attack and see if they can do it better.
Yeah, right there, Nova just trying to be the MTD that we all know he can be. He was going in completely full trust into his supports in Pog and Dikache, I believe, on the Lucio and Bap there. Titanic did an amazing job with the Hanzo play. We're gonna see another brawl comp from the side of both sides. We see Maxwell swap the Lucio out for a Mercy. Maybe looking for more damage boost on Shyong and Pegapants here, looking for a little bit more poke. And we see a Bastion TP strat for the side of Koala Kings. I really hope, and never mind.
Don't get baited. First rule of being a caster in Overwatch, don't get baited by the attacking. You should know this. You've probably baited us a million times as the attacking team.
I have Bastion. I'm gonna be honest, I have Bastion.
All right. Well, we will see if that indeed is what comes up. Oh, you might be right, though. They might be right. The teleporter strat coming out in the Harmony tier. It honestly is a good staple. I'm not even mad about it. I am so excited. Here it goes. The teleporter going on to the Mondada statue, and there goes Bastion raining hellfire down from above. But it looks like Doodles are prepared. They know how to deal with this. Just go ahead and sit on the side of that Alderworth Hotel. First tick, Ori coming in for Koala Kings as they try to see if they can pull this back. Invino falling a little low right there, as well as Nova, but the first pick comes in on to Matcha. Pega able to trade it up, but the turrets are doing their extra damage to keep things going. Almost got that third tick, but without the extra players on the objective, even with that Bastion on the high ground, it was not enough for them to hold it together. That Dragon Strike sent out, ends up grabbing Spongy Cheese, and that's 1 minute already off the time bank.
Right there, we saw Doodles' amazing re-engagement. Pega trying to go for the off angle. They get the kill on Pog here. Sha Young got 4 in that fight. Amazing Hanzo gameplay. Nova got a little bit too aggressive on the Rhine without backup from his DPS. Falling a little bit low here.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get back into it. Seeing the Fire Strike already coming in as we see Pegapants trying to regroup with the rest of the team. Amp Matrix coming out now for Pog, looking to see if that will indeed be a Pog strategy. The Bastion just sending it straight through. Shatter returned as the Graviton Surge comes out huge. The damage just keeps being reined in by Titanic there, but honestly, it's not going to be them lighting up the kill feed. It's going to be the rest of the Koala Kings. With 4 minutes 30 seconds on the clock, they have unlocked the payload and are making their way to the streets.
Once again, yeah, Titanic did an amazing job of just holding and conquering the space that Nova and Navino made for him. Titanic and the Symmetra and Spongy Cheese were able to TP back and forth, I believe, between the high grounds, which created a very big diversion for Doodles. Either brawl in or deal with the Bastion, and they didn't try to do either. They just kind of crumbled on the sheer damage that Koala Kings has here. We see a lot of healing also on the side of Koala Kings, able to stabilize better. Just more overall heals equals Nova can be even more aggressive than we've already seen. And I think that's too much power.
That's right.
Personally.
Already we see them moving their way in. Barrier going up as well as the Bastion ultimate. Looking to see if they can clean it up. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. The picks just continue to come in. Spongy Cheese and Titanic lighting up the kill feed. Etkin able to get that final pick just as a return fire, so to speak. It's not going to be enough, though. Just a little under 5 minutes as Objective 2 is captured, and they make their way into Objective 3.
Amazing Stimwall both from the side of Spongy Cheese, and Titanic with the ult on Bastion able to pick off, I believe, 2 people. And then Nova and Navino just capitalizing off the picks and the space, just doing as much as they can. We see Pegapants switch to a counter Bastion.
Ooh. Diva Bomb going in, but oh no! The payload! The payload pulled Titanic out of the immortality field. Oh no! Not a place you want to be as a Bastion when the Diva Bomb goes down. Pegapants able to get that pick onto Geekake, but it looks like it's not going to be enough for them to continue to move forward. Spongy Cheese goes for the hard reset as Pega finds Nova in the end. And it looks like Invino, if they're not careful, might get staggered out here as we wait for the recontest here from Koala Kings.
Yeah, right there. Amazing place bomb by Bagel Friend. Able to create so much space and pressure for her team. Able to also pick off Titanic on the Bastion, which is pretty much the entirety of Koala King's damage gone out of the fight. We saw Pega create a lot of space on the Bastion as well. We see Shayon switch to the Echo. I think Koala King's going for more of a high damage, high burst pick kind of comp here. And now we see Titanic switch to the Pharah and Spongy Cheese to the McCree.
All right, tank mode coming out from Pegapants. And, you know, we just see Koala Kings just kind of waiting it out. Looking to see if they can get some value there. Amp Matrix now coming out as well with the... Whoa! The Shatter coming in onto Nova as they tackle in. They didn't even see it coming. Pegapants with the triple kill as Chae Young ends up cleaning up the rest. That is going to be a team kill, loud and proud for Doodles with 3 minutes on the clock for Koala Kings.
I'd like to give a little shout out to Bagel Friend there. Able to eat Navino's grab. Super clutch there. That grab would have gotten 0-6 per minute. Pegapants able to just farm on the Bastion from far away. We see Navino swap out to the Diva, able to eat more of the poke, more of the fire strikes, more of the Bastion spam from the side of Koala Kings to help them, from the side of Doodles to help them engage better. We need Gekashay to just speed in and just hold down the W key into this combo.
All right, let's see if that will be enough. Shatter coming out from the duplicate. The Diva Bomb goes deep. Oh! And the Maywall ends up blocking the bomb so that it gets everybody outside of the immortality. 2 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock as the payload continues to be held by the side of Doodles.
All right, there. Amazing ult value they got out of that clone there. Able to knock 4 down. Bagel Friends, the amazingly placed Diva Bomb. Able to just clean that fight up and win it for them instantly.
All right, and Vino trying to dive in and seeing if they can get Pegapants out of position. Deadeye coming out from Spongy Cheese. The immortalities from both teams trying to hold it together. Shatter coming out from Matcha. Ends up grabbing Geekake and Nova and Invino. And that is going to be it. 1:35 on the clock as we see Koala Kings return to the spawn one more time.
Yeah, right there. Doodles did an amazing stabilization job there. Able to keep Pega up, keep Machu up, and Machu provided the exact reason why they should do that. Killed 4 in that fight, massive shatter. Titanic tried to get the wall off onto Nova to try to save him, but ultimately failed. Nova got rose up to the Bastion LOS, which is a very scary place to be here.
All right, now we're going the dive composition as we see the Bastion there on the high ground. Amp Matrix out as we see them try to hold everything together. The Blizzard coming in from Titanic. Will it be enough for them to clean up? No! Pegapants repositioned so they can grab the double kill, and the Transcendence from Magsoul holds everything together. Titanic and Invino, the only ones left near the objective, will find their death swiftly. And with 35 seconds remaining on the clock, it's going to be Koala King's last chance to take this away from Doodles.
I don't really know how Pegapants got up there, but he did, and it provided a lot of value. That Ant Matrix from Ekin did so much. That space they got made Koala Kings petrified to push in. Had to play in such a small LOS, so Machu Bingsu could get max value on Ryan.
All right, Diva Bomb goes deep, and here comes a high noon trip. triple kill coming out from Spongy Cheese, and the cleanup is huge. Ding dong! Team kill rings out loud and proud, and the Koala Kings aren't out of it yet. They got a minute on the clock, but due to them going almost into overtime, they've given another minute to the side of Doodles, giving them almost 4 minutes to do the same as Koala Kings.
Yeah, right there. Amazing ult value from the side of Spongy Cheese. That McCree ult was pivotal, won them the team fight, able to catch 3 out of position. You also gotta give credit to Nova and Navino for forcing them out there. They were able to force them in so Spongy Cheese can use his ult. Ant Matrix also out from Pog there, but Pegapants got caught out super early by the bomb when he had his ult. Super unfortunate. We also saw an amazing Ryan matchup that entire time between Nova and Machu Bingsu. Massive shatters going back and forth. Now we see on the side of Koala Kings kind of a more poke-oriented brawl comp, able to sustain the damage and re-engage with their own. And then on the side of Doodles, we kind of see the same thing. They swapped the Pharah for the Hanzo, or Pharah for the Kree, Sigma for the Zarya. I believe they're going to go for more of a brawl-oriented comp here. We need Navino to go on an off angle with Spongy Cheese to apply max amount of pressure to this backline. If they can get that done and make kind of a sandwich for the enemy team, they'll get a max amount of value on this comp.
All right. Well, I want to apologize to Shadowfang. We already did the Tempest match to start things off, but you can catch it in my VODs after we are done. But right now, we're in the middle of Doodles versus Koala Kings, looking to see if Doodles can hold this. They only have a minute on the clock to keep Koala Kings at bay, and right now, with the res coming in onto Titanic, the 6v6 is able to get healed up and back into the fight rather quickly. 30 seconds remaining on the clock as the rock comes out, gets nothing but shield, but Koala Kings are aggressing. They're pushing in on the objective, and now we see the tackle try to come in from Matcha, not able to get the pick that they are looking for. Shatter coming out from Matcha, trying to see if they can hold everything together as a main tank too, but the picks just continue to come in for the side of Koala Kings. Now the Ant Matrix coming out. Dragon Strike ends up catching Bagel Friend, and the Storm Arrow grabs Matcha Bingsu. With all of that coming down and Etkin being the last one to fall, overtime will tick away. The payload will unlock as they make their way to the streets.
Yeah, right there we saw those sheer poke damage that the side of Koala Kings has. That Pharah on the Hanzo, Spongy Cheese, able to farm the picks, killed the Bat, then killed 3 to end the team fight. Already 30% to another Dragon, Titanic. Opts for the Ash here, maybe to go with the Hanzo, look for more poke, look for more picks. Pegapens does switch to the Soldier. I believe that was her last effort, but once Shaeyong just gets picked off instantly by Spongy Cheese on the Hanzo here, doing massive things this match so far.
That's absolutely true. Chaeyoung back in the fight once again as we go ahead and see if they can hold it together. Deadeye coming out, gets amped up, but it's not going to be enough to do the damage it's looking for, or maybe it does. With the shield down, they're able to get the double kill for Pegapants. The Gravitic Flux comes out, but it's not enough to take the Doodles down. And Vino, the last one near the objective, finds the end of Pegapants' Helix rockets. And that's it, folks. 53.21 meters on the way to Objective 2 for the side of Koala Kings. And 4 minutes to hold these objectives.
Yeah, right there we saw Doodles with the ult advantage over the side of Koala Kings, able to use them more efficiently, use them for more value. Pegapants did an amazing job on the Soldier there, able to flank, kill, I believe, 3 at the end of the team fight, and was just able to maximize the amount of value you could get. On the side of Koala Kings, though, we have to give shoutouts to Spongy Cheese and Nova. Spongy Cheese able to get kill after kill, pick after pick, no matter what fight they're on, and then Nova just able to hold down the W key, make max amount of space for his DPS there.
Alrighty then, we are heading into the end of this match. The question comes out to be, are we going to see Koala Kings walk away with the victory, or Will Doodles be able to lock this down? They've got plenty of time, but we have seen it happen before, folks. Titanic coming in on the Ash this time around with the power boost of Pog might give them exactly what they're looking for, but I question the Invino pick. The ball. I don't know if it's going to be able to give them the sustain that they're looking for on this defense.
Maybe he's looking for more of a disruption kind of ball
Maybe.
here. Waiting for him to pile drive, Nova engaging, it could work, but at the same time, very high risk, high reward maneuver.
All right, well, there it comes. The slam comes in. Immortality fields on both sides of Spongy Cheese, able to find Pegapants at the end of their bow and arrow. It's a 5v6 fight right now as we see Invino getting into that back line, and the cleanup comes in clutch right now. The majority of the side of Doodles will go ahead and pull back to spawn with 3 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, right there, amazing engagement from Navina and Nova. Right as Navina pile drived, Nova just instantly took that opportunity, went in, made space for Titanic and Spongy Cheese to pick 4 between the two, and it was an amazingly well-coordinated team fight from the side.
All right, Slam comes in, ends up grabbing Magsoul, and the Dragon Strike will come in for follow-up, splits the team, and grabs Pegapants in the end, but the picks are coming in a huge for Doodles. They're able to kite the Dragon Strike and be able to take down a majority of the Koala Kings. The question is, will they be able to touch to hold on to Objective Alpha? It doesn't look like that's going to be happening. With 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock, the payload will unlock, and it's only about 50 meters to its final destination.
Yeah, right there, Young did an amazing job of creating diversion for their team to push in. Right, and then Matsu Bingsu able to W key with the power of Maxwell's amp speed, and Bagel Friend's bubble. Bagel Friend doing an amazing job with these bubble placements, maximizing the value, getting the max amounts of value from each bubble, and those small things are what's making Doodles win the game. This is a very close, very good game. It's just falling down to macro.
All right, well, let's see if that micro will show to be strong here. The Amp Matrix comes out, but Invino boops the team to the side, not able to get the value that they're looking for as the pile drive comes in. They're able to push them back to the other side of the choke, but there comes the aggression. Pog ends up falling, and the high noon comes out from Jaeyoung. Oh my goodness, it's just Q after Q after Q after Q, and the picks continue to come in for the side of Doodles. There's just nothing that they could do. They had so much time to build up those ultimates, and Koala Kings gave it their all, but it just was not enough here. Doodles will walk away with the victory here on Kings Row.
Yeah, right there, as you said, Doodles just winning the ult advantage, able to do just stack the ult after ult after ult, and Koala Kings just didn't press ult to respond. They waited too late. They waited until B, Dragon, High Noon, and Grab were all used before they even touched the first ultimate.
Yeah, that was just absolutely unfortunate for them. I want to remind y'all in the chat, if you're paying close attention, I'm looking for that scale of 1 to 5, bad to good, on whether or not I am improving on my 1 to 5, being able to keep those low moments low and really hyping up the hype moments. So if you can help me out with that feedback, I'd greatly appreciate it. And in talking with PDK, it looks like he is open to me sharing some stuff that I've seen during the first couple of matches to help him improve as well. And really the only thing that I've been seeing PDK is just really watching when the fight begins to engage. I have this issue too as a play-by-play, being able to kind of hand off to the other caster when the fight ends or when the fight starts, and trying to make sure that you finish your sentence as quickly as possible to be able to hand that off at the right time. Otherwise, you could probably go back and look at the VOD. There were some times that we were kind of staggered, or you ended up taking over the play-by-play role during taking the entire fight and then some, just for us to be able to get back on track later on. So it's something that is very typical for starting out. It's not anything to be ashamed of, but otherwise, your analysis is absolutely top notch. You were putting that big old transcendence to your brain to use, my friend. So just keep it up. You are doing absolutely great otherwise. All right.
Thank you. And
Yep.
I was gonna say you're doing an amazing job with the 1 to 5, knowing
Awesome.
when to like perfectly hype like that massive 5-man shouter for
Yeah.
Matthew being 2.
Uh,
He's been hitting those every other team.
Well, I mean,
what more to
I mean
put?
that's the part I'm good at. The part that I'm not good at is being able to keep those low moments in there. I really gotta, like, for me, I get so excited about the match. It makes it really hard for me to be able to just kind of stop and calm myself down. And I have to remember that the way that I hype up the match is the way that other people are going to see the match going. So if they're constantly at this 5 and above level, their heart's just going to be racing the whole entire time. And that, we don't want that. You know, we want to make sure that the hype happens exactly when it needs to. So just something I need to keep working on, but I appreciate your feedback as well. So we're headed into our final match of the evening on Kings Row again, because y'all freaking, you know what? Let me say this. If I remember correctly, so there are 72 teams, which means that there are 36 matches a week, if my math is correct. I believe that's correct. Of the 36 matches in week 1, PDK, tell me how many of them were Kings Row.
I really want to say all of them.
So close. 32 out of the 36 matches were Kings Row. And if I looked at all of y'all's sheets to see the rest of them, I guarantee you it would still be above like that 80-90% mark that everyone picks Kings Row. Like, I understand it. It's just, why? I just want to.
I feel like.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I feel like it's more because players can play Brawl instead of playing this really awkward ball sim that a lot of teams dislike playing. So it's like, let's just pick a Brawl map so we can have
Okay.
fun. Because that's why we.
Okay, well, PDK, that's the excuse now. What was the excuse in season 5, or season 4, or as long as Kings Row has been around? Maybe it's as you said. You know, people just enjoy playing Brawl on a Brawl map, and you know, if that's what y'all want to do, that's fine. I'll pull out my hair after the stream's over. So. I mean, I gave myself these matches to do tonight, so I have only myself to blame. So let's go ahead and make our way into the game one last time. We're going to see Caprophobia versus Lijiang Legion. Now, Lijiang Legion isn't a team that we have seen just yet, so what do we see coming in for their defense?
We see more of a Risa Ryan looking for the kind of the pull fire strikes, engaging off of it. Kind of what's a lot of higher teams been running recently. A lot of Risa Ryan, a lot of Brawl. I think they're more of a meta-based team from what I've seen. They play a lot of meta, a lot of. If I guess they have tier 3 coaching because this is what's being majoritarily run in tier 3 from what I've seen. And on the side of Caprophobia, we see a lot. We see the classic Reinzar with the Creeper, the Kree Reaper, and the Bap Lucio, and I think they're going to be looking to rotate into Hotel, Brawl into them, but if Lijiang Legion plays it right, they just kite to the backup point, but that's not what we've been seeing. That's not what we're seeing.
Well, you know what? Ever since Arisa got her buff, Battle Cattle Engage is all I gotta say about it, and right now, it looks like we are seeing Caprophobia trying to do that high ground rotation. They tried to push through the choke. It's not working out for them. So now they're going to see if they can go ahead and rotate on this high ground. But man, Lijiang Legion's like, no. You don't get to do the thing. We're going to stop you from doing the thing. But then Caprophobia tops it off by saying, no, anything you can do, we can do better. We'll just rotate to point and start off by getting that first pick onto Sky. The follow-up onto Fives is going to go ahead and probably lock this down. Shatter gets nothing but shield, and that is going to be it. Caprophobia locks down the objective with 2 minutes 50 seconds on the clock after a whirlwind rotation. Somebody get me some yakety sacks there, because I thought we were about ready to see it. And that payload's gonna go ahead and make its way into the streets.
Yeah, right there. I mean, Legion's rotations alone could have won them that fight, but it was kind of just unlucky that Jonas and Zeffy were always there right next to him. It is Reaper Friday, folks, so Jonas getting the max amount of value on the Reaper, able to double key into Sky. Main reason why they died first, Jonas pumping in the damage into
That is true. Amp Matrix coming out with the Maywall to try to separate, only ends up grabbing the Immortality Field, unfortunately. So that ultimate is not going to get the use that it was looking for, other than creating space. Maywall comes up once again, and they are just going to plow right through it, using the payload, but Phoenix a little bit out of position, but the beat gets fed in to counter the Blizzard. Deadeye now coming out, looking to see if it can grab the value that it's looking for, but that Maywall is just going to continue to block things off, and now it's Amp Matrix versus the Bongos, looking to see if they can get it. Joseph able to get that Fire Strike kill onto Lils, but I don't think it's going to be... Oh! That shatter coming in from Joseph. Potato able to get that pick onto Phoenix, and that is it. We will see Caprophobia go ahead and retreat back to spawn to regroup with the team.
Right there, it was just a matter of who had the better stabilization comp, going back and forth and back and forth. And at the end of the day, Legion pulled it off. That Orisa pull Fire Strike did so much. Caught Lils and Zeffy out of position with the kill. And it was amazing ult rotation from both sides. And it was just a matter of who did more damage and who used better cooldowns. And it was Legion there.
All right, well, let's go ahead and see if Oh, man! The Fire Strike through the Amp Matrix with the beautiful pull from Sky just ends the fight before it even starts. 3 minutes, 5 seconds remaining on the clock as Legion continue to lock down the payload.
I don't have much to say there, except for that was a beautiful pull from Sky. Able to catch him out of rotation, and the window placed perfectly by Jabberwock. And that's kind of all I have, so let's see how this next...
Alright, the Blizzard comes out, and the Maywall blocks off Escape. One ultimate to rule them all seems to be the theme of Legion. Team kill will ring loud and proud with 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock.
I mean, right there, it was just showing of how long this team have played together. Their synergy is unmatched. The perfect pull Blizzard combo. Blizzard out right as they pulled, able to clean it up in less than 20 seconds and sent Caprophobia right back to spawn.
Alright, Caprophobia back in it. The Deadeye comes out, and the Amp Matrix probably not where they wanted it to be. And the Deadeye comes out, but it's a fat shatter for Phoenix Flare and the Blossom to clean it up. Fire Strike grabs 3, and the team kill rings loud for Caprophobia, showing that they can do it too. Minute 50 remaining on the clock as they make their way into Objective 2.
Right there, it was just Phoenix Flare going in, being alpha on the Reinhardt. Just completely 5-man shatter. Maybe a little bit of overinvestment, the amount of ults Caprophobia used, but at the end of the day, they picked the fight.
That's true, but we got a lot of ultimates getting ready to come online. Graviton Surge comes in, counter Shatter to stop Jonas from trying to take advantage of that. And Joseph with the double kill after the Graviton wears off allows them to clean it up. Another team kill coming in for Legion as they look to hold the bookstore once again.
Yeah, right there. Beautifully placed Amp Matrix from Jabberwock. Amazing grab from Mob Killer, do have to say. But the way that Legion was able to stabilize and come back proves to me how good of a team they really are.
That is true. Already we see Lils up in the sky ready to drop the beat at a moment's notice. 50 seconds remaining on the clock. This is going to be the last chance of Caprophobia to be able to clean this up. Deadeye and Amp Matrix coming out, but the Maywall blocks it just in time. The Shatter comes in with the follow-up as the Blizzard comes to try to counter. Nervy Titan trying to hold it all together, but with the speed of Lils, they're able to pull a majority of the team out of the Blizzard in time and invest the beat for those that don't get out. With 20 seconds remaining, Caprophobia locks down Objective 2 and makes their way into Objective 3.
Yeah, right there. Amazing shatter from Phoenix player. Didn't hit a lot, only hit Sky, but then again, Orisa is the backbone of this team. If she dies first, the team collapses. The amount of stabilization she had. We saw Zephy and Fulgrim with an amazing high noon window combo. I raided all of the resources out from the side of Lijiang Legion, which won them the team.
All right, and Nervy Titan moving over to the Reaper, looking to see if they can contest Jonas, and they're gonna end up finding a fire strike right in the posterior from Joseph as they try to escape. With that stagger, they're gonna go ahead and earn themselves a little bit of a reprieve with only a minute remaining on the clock.
Yeah, right there was just Caprophobia played right into the hands of Lijiang Legion. Backed up. Lijiang was able to take the fight back and just completely hold the tempo, which is what they need to do on this team comp.
All right, here comes the Amp Matrix. Immortality's up. Diva Bomb goes into the backline. Only grabs the Immortality field as the Deadeye takes down Jonas. Shatter coming in. Joseph cleaning it up with Nervy Titan, and that is going to be it. Another 30 seconds off the time bank as we see Caprophobia head back to spawn again.
Yeah, right there, like we've been saying this entire time. Lijiang Legion only needs a few ults to cancel. That's just sad.
It always is. The stagger of the mini diva. So sad.
Oh, Lijiang just able to take all the battle in the world with this team comp, able to stabilize, re-engage, and completely demolish Caprophobia.
All right, well, the team's back together. 1 second, 0 seconds on the clock. As overtime ticks away, it's going to be down to Lijiang Legion to hold, but with Lils already getting the boop on to Potato and the Deadeye taking down almost every shield in their way, it might be enough for them to push through. Fives coming out with the beat drop, looking to see if they can hold it together. Blossom coming out from Jonas, ends up grabbing Fives, and Zephy and Mob Killer get the follow-up. Bongos now coming out from Sky, but it's not going to be enough to hold it all together. Jabberwocky able to get away at the final moments, but the payload's going to push its way in, but can somebody touch this objective? Nervy Titan able to wraith in just at the final moments. Fat Shatter coming in from Joseph, the Deadeye coming out, able to take down the shield, and Jonas just cleans it up. Single, double, can we see the triple right here, folks? Fives ends up sending Jonas off the side, not the position you want to be in if you're Jonas. Diva Bomb ends up coming out, looking for the double kill onto Sky and Nervy Titan, and the Diva Bomb from Sky will not hold that objective hostage. In overtime, we will see Caprophobia lock down Objective 3 as they head into round 2.
Yeah, right now, kind of what I've been getting noticed from Caprophobia, a lot of the fights they're winning is a lot of the fights where they have to produce all their ults into it to win. So they're kind of stacking them all, waiting until the last fight, waiting until the very last second. Stacking 5 ults and just completely training. That's not the right word. Steamrolling. Steamrolling Lijiang Legion. That's kind of what I've been getting the vibe from, and Lijiang Legion just able to use 1 or 2 ults to maximize the value on it with the amazing Orisa pulls from Sky, and just maximizing and just able to just back and forth these fights with such relative ease.
Yeah, it has definitely been interesting seeing these two teams just going back and forth. It just seems that the fights are all or nothing every single time. We have heard multiple team kills during this match, and it's only round 1, folks. So if this continues onward, I don't know, I am going to be absolutely surprised at how well Lijiang Legion, with the defense that they held, I wonder if their attack is just as powerful.
They're opting for the run Zarya instead of the run Orisa, which I like a lot more. I think you get a lot more value on the Zarya on offense here. And we see Mob Killer opting for the Diva, looking for maybe the more probably on the side of Brawler Top with the Creeper and the Bap Lucio again. We're looking to see who gets more kills first, pretty much, is how this fight's gonna go.
All right, Sky Ore falling incredibly low there at the beginning of the fight, but it looks like they're able to bring it back. The rotation comes out as Potato ends up taking Jonas down, and it looks like control will start going to the side of Lijiang Legion. Storm Arrow finding Zephy as Nervy Titan able to get that follow-up onto the tanks, and that is gonna be it, folks. 3 minutes 20 seconds on the clock as the objective is captured by Lijiang Legion, and they make their way to the streets.
Yeah, right there from the power of Potato and Nervy Titan, they were able to just completely dismantle the side of Caprophobia here. We see Jonas swap for the Hanzo, maybe look for more of a brawl, try to mirror the matchup. But we still have the Diva Zarya matchup here, and I think Diva does a lot more value in this comp with the David Matrix. So we need to see Legion just engage a lot more quickly.
Oh, that was a hard fire strike right there, and the cleanup comes in from Zephy and Jonas as they swap over to the Hanzo, and with a fervor, Caprophobia will take back the objective, holding this choke with 5 minutes remaining on the clock.
Right there, Phoenix Slayer able to maximize the value of those fire strike. I believe they hit 4 people, knocked 3 people to below 10 health, and Lils with the amazing speed boost to engage. We see Jabberwock switch off the BAP to a Mora, look for more of an engagement style here.
All right, let's see if they can hold this bookstore. Amp Matrix coming out with the Dragon Strike, but doesn't get the value of the Amp Matrix. And now the High Noon coming out. That's 3 ults invested. Shatter and Diva Bomb. Everything except for the kitchen sink, and Lils coming up beat. Team kill rings out loud and proud, but man, they're going to be wishing they had some of those ults back.
Yeah, that was just an ult fest on the side of Caprophobia. Like I said earlier, they win a lot of these ults, they win a lot of these team fights, which is banking their ult into one. We see Jonas with an amazing Dragon able to split the team off 3-3. And I think that's all you needed. You brawl into the Ryan, you kill him, and you just take it 1 by 1 here. And that's what I think they should have done.
All right, well, let's see if Lijiang is going to pull a Caprophobia and just send those ults right back at him. Maybe they don't even need it. Jonas able to get that initial pick onto 5s, and the Graviton Surge comes in huge. The beat gets invested, but they're held in the Graviton too long. Potato's able to grab a majority of the team in that Grav Dragon, and that is going to be it. Objective 2 looks to be captured here shortly with 3 minutes 30 seconds on the clock.
We saw some very smart Overwatch there from the side of Lijiang Legion. They engaged with the speed boost, got the amp out, killed Phoenix, which is amazing, and then Joseph uses ult in the most perfect engagement there with the Dragon, which won them the team fight.
All right, they tried to push into that Deadeye using the defense matrix, but it was not enough. Phoenix Flare with the double fire strike, able to try to push back, although the objective is captured. They can keep that payload at that spot and create a little bit more space. Joseph now on the Zarya, trying to see if they can make their way back in here as Sky has a Shatter in the pocket.
Yeah, right now we have to see what Sky does with the Shatter. If he's going to hit more, if he's going to hit a Rhine Shield. This Shatter is going to pretty much determine this way the fight goes between Phoenix and
Ooh, Zephy comes out with the Deadeye and the Shatter, trying to turn it around. Shatter gets returned by Phoenix Flare, and the cleanup comes in from Jonas with that double kill, triple kill as Zephy takes down Jabberwocky. That is going to be a cleanup the objective with 3 minutes 50 seconds on the clock.
Perfectly timed High Noon from the side of Zephy, able to catch him out of position with the High Noon. And we saw Caprophobia amp speed back in and just pick off the team 1 by 1.
Amp Matrix coming out, but on the other side of the payload, I hope they get the value they're looking for. And Fooligan able to grab Sky with the damage coming through that amp at perfect positioning. But with every ult that they use, Lijiang Legion puts one more in the bank.
Yeah, right there, amazingly placed Amp Matrix from Fooligan. Phoenix Flare able to maximize that value with a Fire Strike. once again, and now we have to see Caprophobia how they deal with their ults this fight.
Whoa! Mob Killer going in for the dive, trying to see if they can take Joseph out of the fight. The beat used to counter the Dragon Strike, and now the Deadeye comes out from Zephy, looking to see if they can grab some value, any value, as Lijiang Legion just waits it out. 2 minutes 50 seconds as a shatter comes in. Huge shatter bomb combo from Mob Killer and Phoenix Flare. Team kill ringing out loud and proud as Caprophobia pushed that payload right back.
Yeah, right there. We saw Sky get a little too aggressive, leave his team out in the open. Phoenix Flare capitalize on it, use the shatter, followed up with the bomb, killed 4 with an amazing team fight from Caprophobia.
All right, well that combo was great, but let's see if the Grav Dragon can hold strong. 2 coming in as the immortality goes down. They will end up losing Phoenix Flare in the end, and the Coalescence keeps Jabberwocky and the rest of the team moving forward. Deadeye coming out from Nervy Titan, but the only one that can eat it is Mob Killer and can't touch the objective in time. 2 minutes, 2 seconds remaining on the clock. They were not able to get Lijiang Legion under that minute time bank so that they could be able to get another round in. So it's going to be up to Caprophobia to try to lock this down with that 2 minutes on the clock.
Right there, like we've been saying this entire map so far, Caprophobia has invest so much ult into a single team fight that Lijiang Legion just simply drive fights, re-engages with pretty much all their ultimates, and that's what we saw there. We saw Grab Dragon followed up by a High Noon with a Coalescence and beat used early in the fight, and all Caprophobia had was a beat. And after they used that for Grab Dragon, Lijiang Legion took advantage of how little cooldowns and ultimates they had and just re-engaged with Amp, and Sky just able to just maximize the value on Ryan. Every fire strike. It was beautiful from the side of Lijiang Legion.
All right, as we are getting close to wrapping up our evening, I do want to say thank you to all of the teams that provided VOD codes for the evening. I want to say hi to Chari in the chat. Thank you so much for redeeming the hi, Dad. Love to see you here. Thanks for supporting the channel. So let's get into this final round. Will Caprophobia be able to hold it, or will Lijiang Legion take King's Row?
Now right here we see a traditional brawl comp coming through from the sides of both. The only swap we see is Bap for Amora. Let's see how these swaps counteract each other.
All right, both Ryans falling incredibly low. Mob Killer also falling low there, and Zephy and Jonas taking advantage of the tanks backing off, and the picks continue to come in. Phoenix Flare falls to Sky there in the end, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to return the favor and take Sky out of that fight. It is now a 6v5 on the objective. Dragon Strike going through the Alderworth. They already expect it, and Joseph and the rest of the team kite it on either side. Zephy and Fulligan are down as the Coalescence comes out from Jabberwocky, and that is going to be it. 1 tick is captured, and Lijiang Legion walks away with victory on King's Row.
Right there we saw really big over-engagement from the side of Caprophobia. Phoenix Flow went a little bit too aggressive, got stunned, got caught out, died instantly. Fulligan was forced to use his lamp out, and Mob Killer also engaged very far, as did Zephy. They were both able to be taken out instantly before the fight even begun, and Lijiang Legion just used that to their advantage. He pressed Q and just followed up and won the team fight and the map.
Absolutely. We saw some incredible matches tonight. I want to give a special thank you to all of you that tuned in despite the technical difficulties that we had getting started tonight. Thank you to PDK for coming in. I know that you're just getting your chops wet, but you are doing an absolutely fantastic job with the analysis, and much better on that last map with the being able to throw it over just in time. Just absolutely improving on that. Folks, we are at the end of our stream. It's unfortunate, but I gotta go to bed. I got a early call time tomorrow for European Open Division. it still gives me a little shiver up my spine that that is tomorrow. So if you happen to be a night owl such as myself and you happen to be up East Coast time 5 a.m. or West Coast time 2 a.m., might not be so rough for the night owls on the East Coast, or on the West Coast rather. If you want to tune in, go ahead and catch me at twitch.tv/reflashprod. That's PROD. That is the Reflash Monkey Bubble channel that you can check it out. We're going to be doing the European winners bracket for their current pro points tournament that Overwatch Open Division is doing right now. So I'm really excited. I've been studying up on these teams all week. I've been investing so much time to make sure that this goes off as best as it can without a hitch. So thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Be sure to hit the heart, punch the bell, subscribe if you can. Remember, all that goes right back into the community. PDK, is there anything that you would like to shout out, or anyone you'd like to shout out before we finish up for the evening?
Shout out to the boys on Battalion. They're gonna clutch up and they're gonna win this season. That's what I needed to
All
say.
right. Well, Battalion, we will indeed be seeing if you can lock that down this season in the Transcendence tier. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see y'all next time.